am certified Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle coach at Measure of Faith LLC, and I'm so excited about today's guest. Today's guest is Suzanna Plummer. She's a mom to two teenage children, a 15-year-old daughter, and a 13-year-old son. Her son has been blind since birth and also has autism traits. Prior to having children, Suzie always worked in office-based employment from banking, recruitment, HR, and marketing. When her son was diagnosed at 5 months old, she knew her plans had to change and that he would need her to be around full time. So the 2-year career break she planned went out the window. Once her son started school, she wanted to find a job that would give her a little bit of money, but also something that would be about her and not just about being a mom or a wife. Having learned a lot from raising her blind son, she looked into where that skill might be a benefit and she became a communicator guide for deaf and blind adults. She had been doing this job for 8 years now, and she loved it and the clients she regularly had to assist. Her weeks consisted of gym visits, assisting in exercise classes, on down to food shopping, and even toddler groups. So it was very varied. She was more than happy running her household and doing her part-time job when her neighbor invited her to a Norwex party. Something about cleaning with water alone. She wasn't that keen to attend because she's the kind of person who cleans because she has to and just seemed to be kind of boring. She attended to support her neighbor, however, and she purchased a set of cloths that she had seen demonstrated that evening. Then she quickly ran away. A few days later, her cloths arrived, and being human, she set out to prove that these won't work, and they were not as magical as she had seen in the party. Well, the cloths proved her wrong. They were brilliant, and she was hooked. She invested more and more into Norwex products, and she just had to join as a consultant to share how brilliant these products were. Norwex is all about reducing harmful chemicals in the home and reducing single-use products, so she can definitely tell you how to live well at home. Thank you so much for joining us, Suzanna.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
So, right now, especially now with the whole COVID situation, a lot of us are trying to be even more diligent in cleaning. But what would you say to those of us who are using some of those commercial products that are on the market right now?
Yeah, absolutely. And I absolutely get that because for the last, obviously, 4 years that I've been using Norwex, it's all about reducing those harmful chemicals. So those bleaches, those anti-bac sprays, all those sorts of things. And obviously when COVID came, it was a complete game changer because obviously people panic. They're like, we've got to kill this virus off. There's a big difference between bacteria and virus. The only thing that we know for definite, and if I'm wrong, then I will, I'm happy to be told. But the only thing we know for definite is that you need to use a surfactant, which is a soap. And what that does is it breaks down the lipid cells of the COVID virus cell and therefore kills it because it penetrates the outer cell. So this is why the hand washing came in. It was about using soap. Alcohol, yes, it can sterilize things, but I don't think it kills it. You need to use a surfactant. You need to use a soap-based product. So that is my understanding. So I went from, I got a lot of online shopping, had my shopping delivered. And even at the beginning, what I would do is I would get my trusty EnviroCloth. I would normally just use with water because one of these will pick up 99% of bacteria from a surface just using water, not virus, bacteria. So what I did is I just doused my cloth, I wet it, and I just put some washing up liquid because it's a surfactant, it's a soap, and I just wiped down all my products before I put them away in the cupboards with that. And I'm not doing it anymore, but I just knew that the soap was what I needed to do, that I didn't need to get alcohol-based stuff. And I think a lot of us have suffered with our hands, how sore and cracked they get from constantly washing, and also from the alcohol, sterile gels and things like that. So it has to be, and also I'm also in a situation now where, especially for us over here in the UK, companies are open again, the pubs are open, the restaurants are opening, shops are opening, lots of places are opening, and they have to have a sanitizing area, on entrance to a door where they give the alcohol based wipes, things like that. Mm-hmm. So it's a different thing, I'm talking about in your own personal home, so rather than a business side of it. But yeah, that is basically how I feel about the COVID situation and my products.
And so let's go back. You said that you just use water with that cloth. So no soap, no. Nothing. How is it able to clear, you said what, 99% of bacteria, right?
Yeah.
With just water. How is it able to do that?
Okay. So it's a microfiber cloth, and there are hundreds of microfiber cloths on the market. You'll have to excuse the state of this one. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a hole in it. It's a little bit grubby. This is because this is my original cloth that I bought almost 4 years ago, and it is still going. Okay, it's a microfiber cloth, and I had microfiber cloths in the back of my cupboard, that I'd obviously been gifted from a dollar store, as you call it over there, pound store as we call it over here. And so I was like, this is why when I got invited to this party, I was like, really, I'm really not interested. So I went along, and the first thing I discovered was what makes the Norwex microfiber cloth different from anything else you can buy in the market. Mm-hmm. The first thing is to be classed as a microfiber cloth to be sold on the market. The strand, the microfiber that makes up the cloth, has to be at least 1/6 of a human hair. So split one strand of hair 6 times, and that's the fineness that it needs to be classed as a microfiber cloth. But with Norwex, it's 1/200th. So split one of your hairs 200 times, okay? It's 10 million meters of fabric in one cloth alone, okay? That is the microfiber that makes up this cloth. So what that means is it's not just a flat piece of fabric that you're wiping around the surface. Mm-hmm. It acts like a claw. Those fibers act like claws. So as you're clearing a surface, it's picking up, a bit like those grab things, at the arcade. It's picking up and it's locking it in, and it's holding it in the cloth, the fibre of the cloth. And it just holds onto it, and it doesn't cross-contaminate, okay? So that's the first thing, which is why you can clean just using water, because it will pick up 99%. It will remove 99% of all bacteria from surface. It doesn't kill it, it removes it. Because actually we don't need to kill bacteria, because a lot of bacteria is really, really good. Right. Unless we're doing brain surgery in our kitchens or open heart surgery in our bathrooms, we just need to ensure that the areas that we're doing our cooking, our raw foods, all that sort of stuff is clear from bacteria. Right. And Norwex is all about mechanical cleaning, not chemical cleaning. So what that means is you're using a bit of elbow grease. There's a bit more elbow grease involved. But you're getting rid of all those chemicals that, that we bring into our homes. The other thing about the cloth that makes it stand out from anything else that you can buy is the fact that it has microsilver in it. And it's trademarked to Norwex. I don't know if you can see, you might not be able to see, but there's a word at the top there that, finger around the wrong way, it says backlock on it. You probably can't see it, but you can go away and you can Google this. You can look Norwex backlock and you can find a wealth of information. So that's microsilver, and that is embedded into the cloth when it's made. So it's not sprayed on. It's not going to wash away. It is there for life. So my backlock is still working in this cloth 4 years later. Okay. Wow. What that means is when you've cleaned your surface, you've done your job, you rinse your cloth out under the tap, you hang it up by its little hook here, let the air get to that silver that's in the cloth, and it stops bacteria. It's like birth control. It stops bacteria from growing. The ions in the silver just stop it. So it means no more stinky cloths. And I will use my cloth in my kitchen for about a week before it needs laundering. And that is for everything from wiping the chopping board down to wiping up spills on the floor, to wiping my kitchen sides, to even doing my washing up.
Mm-hmm. And what about cleaning the oven? Like, I know that's one of my least favorite cleaning tasks, clean the oven. And then, those sprays are just so strong. You have to open the window. You have to, because there's yeah. So tell us a little bit more about oven cleaning with these products.
Okay. So oven cleaning, basically, I used to do the same thing. I used to buy a product where you had a big plastic bag and you sprayed the chemical in and you sat it in there, and as you say, you had to open all the air, all the windows, and if you got it on your skin it burnt, and then afterwards it was that smell of residue, you know, when you started cooking in your oven. You know, are those leaching into the foods that I'm cooking? Just very nice. But that, I used to use that. And then when I discovered Norwex, of course, that was another one of mine. Well, surely there's nothing that Norwex has that can get through all the grease and grime. And we have a cleaning paste, which is made from marble flour, soap, and it's got traces of coconut in it. It's completely biodegradable, won't harm the waterways. And it's like a chalk type paste. I haven't got it with me here, but again, anybody that wants to look more into Norwex, they will find these products easily by just putting in Norwex, and you will see the wealth. Norwex has been going for 25 years, so we're not a new company. In actual fact, they were in the US before they were in the UK. So basically, it's just a paste, and you use it with water, with your EnviroCloth, although in an oven, I usually use something a little bit more harsh. We have spironets, which are a bit like Brillo pads or metal, you know, the type of thing. I don't know what they would call it over with you. But basically, we use that with water, and it cuts through grease. Like, honestly, it's unbelievable. And this cleaning paste is not just does my oven. It will remove rust from surfaces. It will bring up silver. It will bring up, it will take dye off of things. It is just incredible. We call it elbow grease in a jar, because it's basically, if your EnviroCloth with water alone doesn't do the job, you then go to your cleaning paste. But we also do enzyme-based products. So we actually have an oven and grill cleaner, so they're natural enzymes. And we all know that an enzyme will keep eating away at whatever is their food, whether it's a smell, whether it's organic matter. So we have an oven and grill cleaner as well that you can use. But again, it's got nothing nasty in it. You know, none of the nasty chemicals.
Yeah. And so what other products do you all have?
So the other thing that we have is our laundry powder. I could talk about laundry powder for hours and hours. So I'm going to try and keep it brief and try and keep all of the information, you know, succinct and understandable, because it can blow your mind a little bit. And it was something that I wasn't that bothered about when I first found Norwex, and even when I became a consultant. You know, I have a lot going on in my family, but one thing we don't have is skin issues. We don't have eczema or, you know, flare-ups from changing washing powder. So I could buy any washing powder I liked. But washing powders are crammed packed with fillers. Okay, so basically the washing powder industry is very competitive. You know, they all want your money. So that's why you get these big, huge boxes, you know, at the stores. Buy this, 20% off, 60% more, whatever, $6 or whatever for 40 washes or however. And I used to be able to go along and I just used to pick whatever would give me the best savings, because it really didn't matter. However, they're cram-packed with fillers. And I've done a lot of research over the years of being a Norwex consultant, and the things that they put in that mimic the powder are things like sand, crushed glass, lard, basically all sorts of anything that can get away to bulk out the soap. So when you're buying those packets from the supermarket, you're not buying pure soap. You're buying soap with lots of additive. Plus, because they make these products stored in warehouses, and they sit on shelves for a long time before the customer buys it, they have to put preservatives in them to keep them fresh, to keep them stuff like that. And, you know, we're all thinking we have to have all these brighteners and optical brighteners to keep our whites white. Sort of stuff. The Norwex washing powder is biodegradable surfactants. It has no phosphates, no SLSs, no FLESs, no chlorine, no bleach, no fillers, no optical brighteners. It's not tested on animals, and it has no fragrance. We do not have to smell like tropical blue seas or I don't lavender fields, or, you know, we really don't. You think about the money we spend on our perfumes, because we love our perfumes.
Yes, we do.
I now know I go out the door and I smell of my perfume that I spent a lot of money on, or I had as a gift. You know, I haven't got all those extra synthetic smells. So this doesn't have any smell at all, and this is a 1 kilo bag, okay? And this 1 kilo bag I think in the States, your washing machines are a lot bigger than ours over here in the UK.
Okay.
So this is the size of our scoop.
Okay.
That way. You can see it's not very big. It's probably a lot smaller than most of us are used to having in our shop bought products. And in the States, you would use in your loaders, you would use a full scoop. But just using a full scoop in the States, you would get 100 washes out of that 1 kilo bag. Okay.
Really?
Because remember, it is pure soap. There's no fillers. There's no things like that. Here in the UK, we get about 300 because we only use. That's how much I use in my washing. My washing machine. That's nearly half, less than that. But that's what I use in mine, and one of these will last me about 4 months. Okay.
So although our scoops are bigger, you're saying that it has so many fillers and stuff, so it takes more of it because it's very little of the actual cleaning agent in it. It's a bunch of other stuff that's harmful.
Absolutely. And you know that? Do you ever get that grey sludge?
I do.
The rubber or in the drawer? That is all of the fillers and all the synthetic chemicals. So that's another thing. Since going over to this, I don't have to do descaling. My machine is just clean and fresh. I get no mold in my drawer because you don't have to use fabric softener either. Believe it or not, because it's the fillers that make your clothes crunchy. You think if you've got sand and bits of stuff in your clothes, that's what makes them scratchy. So then we go, we need to buy something to soften it. So we then go and buy another product, very clever, to soften it. And also, why do you think all of these products have the smells that they have? Because if they didn't, it would just smell like a chemical lab. You know? So that is the washing powder. I love it. We suggest that if you get our microfiber cloths, you use our washing powder, but you don't have to. It's not a clause to get you to buy all Norwex stuff. Although if you have got skin sensitivities and stuff like that, this is an absolute winner. I have family, friends that now will not buy anything else because they're the only thing that will not irritate eczema in their family. I have a friend who I recently introduced, and she started using the washing powder about a month ago, and she did a video on my group the other day saying that she has a lot of health issues anyway, and she was taking up to 7 or 8 antihistamine tablets a day. And she said it's not just the washing powder, but since she's been using it, combined with some other changes she's made, she's now only taking 2 or 3 a day.
Wow.
Because you think when you wash your clothes, I know you're washing your clothes and you're in them all day, but you then are drying yourself with towels that you've used the same washing powder. You're sleeping bedding that has got the same chemicals on it.
Right.
So you're being exposed to it all the time.
Wow. Very much something to think about. And so you were saying that you could use the same cloth. So so I'm making chicken for dinner. So I can use that cloth to wipe off my cutting board. Then I can take that same cloth to wash my dishes, and there will be no cross-contamination.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, it's one of these that you're like, really? But if you were to Google Norwex raw chicken demo, you will see 2 or 3 videos on there, excuse me, where they use UV glow powder. And I've actually tried to do one of these myself. I need to do it again and do a really good one. But they show you how the glow germ powder, they actually mix it with the juice of chicken. And so that it combines. So you can see where the juice is, and they use the EnviroCloth, and then they wipe another surface, and you can see there's no UV powder gone over. Did you want me to show you a very quick demo of the cloth on my mirror? You'll see yourself, so that's lovely. Are you aware of a product called Sudocrem?
No, I don't think I'm aware.
Nappy rash cream, diaper cream.
Yeah.
Really thick, white. You probably got something very, very similar.
Yeah.
This is Sudocrem, and I'm just going to wipe over, and you can see how thick and gloopy that is on my mirror. Okay. It is. And this is my EnviroCloth, my 4-year-old EnviroCloth. It's still going. And it's just damp. It's not soaking wet. And
Okay.
I will endeavour to show you how, just using, let me go, I'll keep going the wrong way. You will see.
Wow.
Now I am wiping off, she says. There we go. And you'll see it's in the fibres of the cloth. Now I'm going to continue to use that section. Let me make sure I've got that bit so that you can see. So I'm going to continue to use that bit that's got the pseudocrine on there. Stand up a minute so I can get a bit closer, and I'm going to continue to wipe over. Keep going the wrong way. And as you can see, it's not smearing it about. Now, if you were using kitchen roll, what would you be doing?
I would have to
smearing it all over.
Yeah, it'd be all over the place. Yeah.
And then with any residue that's on there, water residue, you just go over with your little buffer cloth. This is the secondary cloth, the window cloth, which is your buffer cloth. You just go over and job done.
Wow.
And as I say, and then I would just rinse that cloth out, hang it up to dry, let the air get to it, and then it would just be there for me to grab for whatever other job I want to do. It's just great. It really is. It's just using water, and a lot of the anti-bac sprays that you get, if you ever, and I never did, but if you ever read the back of the bottles or the white packages, it usually says wipe down the surface first with a damp cloth, then spray with the spray or wipe with your wipe, leave it for 10 minutes, let it dry, don't let any pets touch the surface, don't let any children touch the surface, then come back and wipe again with a damp cloth. Why are you wanting to wipe your sides 3 times?
Yeah, like you don't have better things to do with your time.
When you can just do it once. And this is another thing, you know, for me at the beginning was the time saving element. The amount of time I now save, and I only clean because I have to, remember.
Yeah.
You know? But most people, one of my challenges I say to people is, I bet you price for your cup of coffee in the morning, I can make you want to clean your windows. Because people see that demo and they go, I want to do my window, and they get like, oh,
yeah,
really works, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so, what about mopping and that sort of thing? Do you have a mop system as well?
Yeah, we do have a really good mop system. It's one of our top sellers, and it is a mop, one mop that you will use for life. Okay, it's basically got it's an adjustable handle, so it's any height. And the base is Velcro. And what we have individual pads that stick to that Velcro for different jobs. And our mop isn't just for mopping your floors. You can do your windows. You can do your conservatory roofs. You can wipe down your tiles in your bathroom, in your kitchen. I've just seen a video recently. My colleague was mopping the trampoline to get rid of debris and dirt before the children went on. I've used it to get the debris out the bottom of my hot tub when I break it down for the winter. So that, again, it's exactly the same principle as you have. We have a dust mitt as well, which again you remove the need for furniture polish because it's the same fibre but it's plusher. So what it does is it picks up the dust and it traps it in, stops it exactly the same way as that pseudocreme stayed in my cloth. It traps the dust and you don't have to dust, because no matter, even if you're using you're making your own polishing solution, for example, which is great, you're getting away from the chemicals, but anything you spray on the surface for polishing just leaves a residue for the dust to be attracted again. So you're finding you're dusting it over and over again. And you know when you can see all the dust in the air?
Yeah.
Think, what's the point? You don't get that with our dust mitt. And so our mop system, the pads that attach to that mop system are based on these products. So you've got a dusting mitt pad, so to speak, that you use as your sweeper, as your broom, and it picks it all up. Then you would swap it over to the wet pad, which is your EnviroCloth. Again, same great microfiber, so you will remove 99% of all bacteria from the surface of your floor just using water. You don't need to lug a bucket. You don't need chemicals. And in fact, you can either just spray your floor with water and use the wet mop pad and wash it that way, or you can wet the mop pad. So yeah, it's one of our big sellers, and it's just great. It's brilliant. Love it.
Now,
I love it. Fun always.
Just a little partial.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. So some of our viewers, they may be wondering about costs, especially right now. For some people, things are a little tight financial. So all this financially, so this sounds great, but how does this work out in terms of cost? Or do you find yourself spending like a lot more money now, or do you actually spend less buying these products?
Okay, Norwex is definitely an investment product, not only financially, but for health and environment. Okay. When I opened that catalogue, as I say, this is our UK catalogue. When I opened our catalogue, when I went to my neighbour's house, and again, remember, I was like, what, cleaning stuff? I'm really not interested. I opened it, I looked at the prices, and I went, what? £14 for a cloth, one cloth? You know, what the heck? And that set that I bought, the original set, 20 in UK, $26.99. So I guess that's what works at about $30 maybe.
Yeah.
Roughly, for a set of cloths. Okay, yeah. Really? No, I don't think so. But actually, remember, this cloth has lasted me 4 years so far. 4 years. We do flannels as well, you know, your body cloths. So we have exactly the same sort of cloth, but for your personal care, for your body. And again, you can use it just using water, but it's softer. It's much softer than the environment cloth, because this is your workhorse. This is the one that does everything. So the flannels, for example, this was my biggest like wow moment. Because of my son being blind, I obviously carry baby wipes around with me all the time, because he's always making a mess or can't see that he's made a mess. So I would always have baby wipes on me. And I can remember saying, I cannot live without baby wipes in my life, because I would use them for, you know, wiping my trainers, getting a spot if I, you know, built something. Just generally, they were what I'd go to. So then I thought, right, okay, I need to try and change this, because I know that baby wipes, you know, I'm buying them every week, and they may only be £1 or $1 a week that I'm spending. But also it's the environmental impact, because I learned about how much the baby wipes are impacting in creating these fatbergs, and you know, they are the biggest. I think 90% of the fatberg is from wipes that you find on the street. Yeah, it's wipes. So it's makeup wipes, antibacterial wipes, baby wipes. And even these ones that say they're biodegradable or flushable, you know, you really
can't go by that.
No, you know, and the plastic in it. So even when it does break down, you've got microplastics going into the seas and rivers, and, you know, anyway, digress. So the baby wipes basically was my moment when I realised, wow, I've done something here. And I felt really proud, because I invested in a pack of 3 these body cloths. Cost me $14.99 for a set of 3. And I bought a reusable sort of wet wipe bag. And which cost me again about £14 or whatever. So I spent £28 or whatever. And I started going out, taking a wet cloth in this bag, and it had 2 pockets in it, so I could tell when one's been dirty or one's not, or I could take a little spray bottle of water. And I started doing that. And the first thing was, I don't have to find a bin to throw these things away. Especially, I went to a picnic on the top of a hill with some family, and it was like, we're in the middle of nowhere, you know, so I'm going to I didn't have to worry about finding a bin for my baby wipes. And then I did a cost kind of analysis of it, and I calculated that in 2 years, just from not having to buy baby wipes every week, and deducting the cost of what I purchased, and cloths, the wipe bag, all that sort of stuff, I'd saved over £200.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So yes, it was exactly what I say, it's an investment. And in the UK, I'm assuming it's the same in the States, but in the UK, you have a 60-day money-back guarantee with your products. And that includes the consumables for those 60 days. If you really don't get on with it, you go back to your consultant. So my customers come back to me and they say, not happy, not good, don't want it. I go, okay, fine, I sort it. They get their refund. But the microfiber, all of the microfiber products are covered for 2 years. They've got a 2-year warranty.
2 years on a cloth?
2 years.
Wow.
So if you have an issue, and that's on the mop pads, that's on the towels, that's on the body cloths, the makeup, anything that is the fabric that is a non-consumable, because obviously you're expected to get through one of these in 2 years. You know, they can't put a warranty for that on. It lasts a long time, but not 2 years. You know, So yeah, and that is how Norwex work. You know, we have consultants. So in the States, there's lots of consultants. You know, and it's about that personal relationship. My customers now come to me, and I have customers now that will come to me and say, "Oh, have you got an idea? What could I use for this?" Or, you know, they're starting to think outside the box. Well, maybe Norwex has a solution for this. You know, and I'll always do my bit to try and advise. I literally just had somebody a minute ago say, how would you get mold off of the fabric of a pram, for example? You know, if a pram's been stored outside. So I quickly went back with I would do a dilution of the washing powder solution and use an Enviro cloth and see how that works. That would be my first option, you know. And as I say, Norwex is all about reducing the harmful chemicals, you know, and it's about just doing your bit as and when you can. I've got customers now that are like, I really want to go over to the washing powder, but I'm going to use up what I've got. Absolutely, you do, you know, that's absolutely fine. You know, you use up those products before you switch over. But yeah, so Norwex really, in a, you know, a small nutshell, we do everything though, from, you know, personal care products, we do baby products, we do pet products, we do kitchen products. There's something for everybody with Norwex, and it's just about being more sustainable, helping the environment, and helping your homes to be healthy. You know, it's about creating safer havens. That's the tagline, really.
Great. And so if we have any viewers who are actually in the UK who are interested in buying some of these products, how would they connect with you?
Yeah, so I have a business. I have a web page, which is my store, Norwex store. And then I also have a Facebook VIP group, and customers, they come over there. It's not about a sales group. I do games on there. I do giveaways. We have a lot of fun. People share tips and ideas. It's just, and it's growing even more so from lockdown. And I also have a business page on Facebook, which is more about documenting the products as I use them day to day. That's what I like to do. Like, for example, today was the first day that I opened this bag of washing powder. So I took a photo of it and I posted it, and I just put, I'm posting this here to document this is the day that I opened this washing powder, so that I can look back and all my customers can see when I get to the back end of this. I can then post another photo and say, right, I finished it today. How long has that lasted me?
Right.
So yeah, and I'm also on Instagram, although my Instagram is fairly new. I'm not I'm learning on Instagram still. So yeah, all of those, I think I gave you all of the links for those, didn't I, Tamara?
Yes.
So yeah, that's me really. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Suzanna. This has been an excellent presentation, a lot to think about. And so the takeaway basically is, look, you know, we're trying to eat healthier. We're trying to get our mindset healthier, but then we also have to look at the things that we're putting around in our environment. And it's, you know, and so we have all these chemicals that may be undoing some of the things that we're trying to do for wellness in other areas of our life.
Exactly. Yeah,
and, you know,
absolutely.
And just like anything else, you know, it may be an investment on the front end, but how many cloths can you buy from the dollar store that you still say that you have now 4 years later?
Yeah,
I don't.
They don't. They won't do as good a job. I can assure you that. I can assure you that, because like I said, I had a couple tucked away in my cupboard that I'd obviously used and gone, well, that's rubbish. You know. Yeah.
So thank you so much. We do appreciate you coming and taking time to talk with us. And again, if you're in the UK, please connect with her at the links there. And we also have the link for her website in the bio. And what about our US viewers? How would they go about purchasing products?
So the best thing to do is, I would imagine it works the same for you over there, is that you can just go onto Norwex, and you should be able to find on their site, find a local consultant or find your nearest consultant, and you can put in your postcode or your area code or your whatever. And there you go. And you will see pop-ups of all the people local to you. Hopefully they'll all have lovely pictures, so you can be like, oh, they look nice. And just make contact with them. You know, they're doing great things. The States have a lot more products than we have over here. We're always quite envious, because I see products being launched over there, and it's like, you have sun cream in the States.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
have sun
They
cream
do.
yet. We don't have Norwich sun cream. We just they do toothpaste, mouthwash, which actually is coming here in October. But they have a lot of different products there. But yeah, find your local Norwich consultant. Obviously, if you are going to contact somebody, let them know that you found them by somebody from the UK, because it's just lovely to know that we're growing. We are growing. And we're in at the moment, but hopefully that's going to grow too. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. This has been Coach T, Certified Trim Healthy Mama Lifestyle Coach at Measure of Faith, LLC. You have been watching our final episode of this first installment of Welcome to Wellness. Stay tuned for our next launch. And until next time, stay beautiful, stay powerful, and keep transforming, because you're worth it. Have a wonderful day. Bye.